How are you doing, Tyler? Good. Pleasure. Great to be here.
Hi. I'm Benedicta, CEO of the organization. You're welcome.
So with that,
the
let's
gate
come on
is
in.
open.
Yep.
This school was established in 2007.
כן, זה... הימני. כן.
So hi, I was just saying that I have a little boy who's 6 years old who's a Genevieve.
אז יש לה בן שהוא
93 countries in the world.
שם יש ילדים מכל המאה, כמה, 100, how many?
193.
193.
So, but he's not very good at music yet.
אבל הוא עוד לא כל כך טוב במוזיקה.
So maybe you're gonna sing me a song, and maybe. Let's see what happens. Nice job.
عمري شكرا عمري. اخر واحد مكلوت ابن مكلوت. مكلوت. نيل.
يلا معلش انت.
شكرا نيل.
تعال يلا هلا.
ندرب صوتنا شوي بدنا
يلا.
لازم ايقاع الفوكس. موسيقى. قدام ولا ورا يلا نعزف مع سوا. في فصل الخريف والشجر صاب ضجر نعزف لمجال. ممتازين. الآلات تحت الكراسي.
So even though my son has a, wait, I want to share something. Even though my son has a lot to learn from you all about music, I am actually in a rock band.
אני דווקא מופיע איך אומרים את זה?
I am, this is kind of crazy, I am the lead singer for the UN band.
Oh my God. היא זאתי ששרה בשביל הלהקה של האו"ם. היא הזמרת הראשית.
And the keyboard player is from Togo.
ומי שמנגנת
Very small island.
במקום שקוראים לזה טוגו.
The drummer is from the Republic of Korea.
ומי שעושה את
מתופף.
קוריאה.
And the two guitarists are from Denmark and from Thailand.
ואלה שמנגנים את הגיטרה מדנמרק ומתאילנד, כן?
You're from Korea, so maybe you can be a drummer someday.
Goodbye.
Okay, I can take a hint. Goodbye. Thank you. Think about your future.
Hello, my name is Cassie. I'm from BBC School.
I'm from the West Bank and my father is from the North. I've been here for 6 years. This school has taught me a lot, and I just love being here and love what the school has given to me all these years.
My name is Noel Hassan. I'm from Bet Safa, very close village. I'm a 12th grade. I'm also the champion kickboxer.
Wow.
Champion. And the school is very special. It's very nice. Like the experience here is very good and helpful for the future.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, like my sister is the first class to graduate. The school.
She's older and she graduated.
She's the first class to graduate.
That was 5 years ago, the first class graduate.
Oh, I see. Oh, just that recently.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Very new.
So my name is Agal, and I'm here since kindergarten, and I'm academic. When I look at someone, I do my best to not label them. I don't tag people. I see them from who they are, and I think the school gave me this ability to do that.
That's great. They say that the most important gift in diplomacy is to be able to put yourself in the shoes of somebody else. Because if you just speak at them and tell them what you want, but can't sort of imagine how they would be hearing it, you can just...
Hello. My name is Yuval. I'm here since I learn physics and civics here at the school. And I have 2 younger sisters. And that's it.
What's your favorite subject?
Physics.
Physics.
My name is Leo. I'm in 11th grade. I've been studying here since 1st grade. And
Katumon is here, was the neighborhood that I showed you.
yeah, it's 5 minutes from here.
You walk to school?
Yeah.
It's all safe around here?
Yeah, it's safe. It's safer when I get to school.
My name is Amir Damouni. I live in Beit Safafa, although I'm originally from Nazareth. I am in 11th grade, and last year I majored in physics and medicine. And I think it's a privilege to study in this school.
I was saying to the first graders that I have 2 children, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and my 6-year-old attends the UN school, the United Nations school, and it's got kids from 193 countries. So as a parent, I'm kind of like your parents. I love the idea of bringing my son together with people of different faiths who speak different languages. And but here, it must be different because you go back to your communities, and you probably have more interaction with folks who speak different languages and come from different backgrounds than a lot of the people who live in your neighborhood, because not everybody gets to go to the school, right? So what's it like trying to explain and people you might see at a cafe or something, what the experience is like at the school, and how do you encourage other kids to seek out experiences where they, actually are able to see somebody for who they are?
Great.
Oh, someone's cell phone is very interesting. That's your school bell?
It goes
That says everything you need
twice.
to know about the school.
Just one man.
Wow.
Where you sit?
How do you translate what you experience here for people who don't have the privilege of going to such a great school?
I think that some of the people are shocked that we can live together, and it's hard to explain that we can learn together, learn each other's language, and talk together, and be friends. And I'm doing my best to explain that it's possible.
Have you been able to convince anybody or to bring
Yes.
them in?
I know someone that came to visit the school with her class, and she didn't know nothing about Arabs, and she knew that she thought that they're not good like most of the people. And after she was here, she changed her mind.
I think a lot of times it can be really, really hard, like to talk with someone else about the school. But you can see like the change that they have been like through. I mean, like when they meet, like I don't know, like one of my Arab friends, it's like something has changed about them. I don't know really how to explain it, but it's like when they see the school, they understand more the situation because they can see the other side better. And when they see it, it's like a little good thing that is happening, doing like, it's like helping the situation, because if we will be able to see the other side in a better way, so I think it will be easier to find a solution.
Many people and children from both sides are afraid outside the school. How do you think that this fear could end?
The fear?
Yes.
Well, first, let me say fear is natural. We in the United States have just experienced a terrorist attack out in California, and you can just see all over the country. And it's not like close quarters like Jerusalem, but you know, as far away as the East Coast, so far from California. But people begin to worry. They begin to look and think, you know, and start to profile people. And, because for us, it's new. You're sadly have experienced this a lot over a long period of time. But the way to break through fear is, as Pope Francis said, is to see people's faces and not think about individuals as just because they're part of a group, they are a certain way. You know, we have extremists who are, I'm Catholic, Caucasian. You know, there are people who are Catholic Caucasians who are extremists. We had a church in Charleston, South Carolina, where these beautiful worshipers were killed by a white extremist who read Nazi propaganda and fascist literature. You know, it's there's no way to judge, there's no way to predict. So the way to face one's fears is to confront them and to ask questions and to get to know other people. And what gets hard, and why the school I think is so amazing and so important, is sometimes when people are afraid, they run so far away that they never have that chance to face their fears. And in a vacuum, their fears multiply, and then the media, you know, can exacerbate those fears, and they can live, all of us can sometimes live in echo chambers where we only hear people who agree with us, and then we become even more convinced that we're right, without never having our views challenged. So I think you all are, you know, Dan and I are ambassadors representing the United States, but you're ambassadors, not ambassadors just for the school, which I know you are. It sounds like you all are huge boosters of the school, which is great, but you're ambassadors for contact.
And I believe that is something that has been happening for a lot of years, and it's helping our school grow. And I think that we're doing our part in the solution for the conflict. And I believe that if every person did his part like we do, that the solution would be much closer to us.
In fact, the reaction in the public in general to the past year and a half of horror is, with regard to Hand in Hand, it's the growing, the getting longer waiting lists of children. The parents do want to send both Jews and Palestinian parents want to send their kids not only here in Jerusalem, in Haifa, in Wadi Ara, in Jaffa, everywhere where we operate bilingual schools, there is more and more registration. Actually, growth of 17% registration in comparison to past year, and the waiting lists for next year are very, very long. We can't accommodate them all. So there are two trends actually, not similar in size, unfortunately, but the reaction of the public in general is also a reaction to the resilience of this community.
It reminds me a little bit, in the United States, we've had, you might have seen it in the press, first of all, that we have an election campaign for president. I know you know that.
Of course we know that.
Intelligent students that you are. But also that there's been a lot of talk by politicians about keeping Muslims, for instance, out of the United States. And the week before I came here to the region, I visited a refugee center where refugees from all around the world, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist refugees had come, but specifically a place where Syrians and Iraqis had been granted asylum and were getting resettled in the United States. And as I walked around and watched them, they were learning English and getting advice about how to find housing. If you lived in the United States, all you would hear is, from one side of the spectrum, you know, a lot of fear and a lot of anger, again, directed specifically at Muslim refugees. And, but as I walked around, in addition to seeing these amazing people and how hard they were working to learn English, I saw there were just piles and piles of toys and clothes and everything, and it looked very disorganized because it's a very professional organization. And I said, well, like, what is all this? You know, why is it all over the halls and in the office? And they said, we can't keep up. There are so many people donating to the refugee families, and even specifically earmarking, you know, to give to Syrian families and Iraqi families. We don't have enough space to keep up with this influx, this deluge of support for refugees, and for specifically, again, for Syrian refugees. So it reminds me of your enrollment statistics, that sometimes, you know, an attack has occurred horribly against the school, and I guess against the values that you're preaching, above all, more than against the building. Or, you know, makes people think, you know, what are my values and what do I believe in? How do I want to affirm what I believe in and what I do? So it doesn't surprise me at all that more parents are, the more they hear about you, you know, it's a perverse, not what the people who attacked your school intended, but they've had the effect of publicizing this amazing model.
The reaction of the community was so organized and that it did attract.
That's amazing.
It does until now.
And what about your parents? And were they afraid at all? Like with you, once the attack happened, did any of your parents hesitate about sending you back to school, or did they just make them want you to get here earlier?
I think it was like more clear to all the parents that they need to send us to the school. I mean, when they saw like the attack, it just like they knew that the right thing to do is to send us back to school. So I don't think they were afraid.
It wasn't a question.
Yeah.
We will be going. I know we have to go. So we want to give you two things, because as part of the reaction to the Gaza war of 2 summers ago, we prepared signs too. And we have, as you know, we have here obviously Jewish and Muslim and Christian students. So we have a shared calendar of all three.
Oh wow!
There's an here in Arabic, but if you flip it over, you get the English.
That's great.
And we have an inscription on the inside.
Oh, beautiful.
And
Thank you. Well,
so
and I have,
you should take this with you in your own work.
Great. And I have for all of you a photograph that I'm not sure if you all were part of, anybody here was a part of, but this was when the kids from the school came to the White House. Signed by Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. But this as a symbol, certainly, of how much support you have from the United States and from the President a picture of you lighting the candle at Hanukkah. You were there, Dan, right?
I was not there. Rebecca was
Oh,
there.
you were there. You were there.
Rebecca
Must have been
is
a-
here in the picture.
Yes.
Like
Ah, yes, there you are. Exactly, got a haircut. So this is a beautiful memory, I know, for the president and Michelle Obama, and you know, it's a symbol of how much support we have for what you're doing. And we hope that you carry the flame, as it were, forward in your lives after you graduate, because again, you're the best ambassadors that peace could possibly have. So this is for the school.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Beautiful.
Shlomo?
And
You
so,
recognize me.
Ambassador, we'll see you later today.
Yes, I'll see you at the Model UN.
Exactly, and you're welcome to come watch the game.
Yes,
now she'll play with the peace player.
הכל בסדר. תזוז, תן לה לעבור.
Okay, pleasure. See you later.
I just have to say personally that I worked also right out of college with Gaza refugees.
נטלי? נטלי מה last name? טיבי? טיבי?
Natalie Tibi.
ואת מאיפה?
I'm originally, my dad's from Taibe and my mom's from the West Bank, but I live in Jerusalem.
Thank you very much. באיזה כיתה?
י"ב.
בי"ב? Thank you. דיברת יפה מאוד. כן. אז הגר מה?
מזרחי.
הגר מזרחי, ואיזה כיתה?
י"א.
כיתה י"א, כמה שנים את בבית ספר?
13.
13, הרבה. בר מצווה, אוקיי?
רגיל
תודה רבה. לא, זהו.